Welcome to the second video of Sustainable Engineering, module number 1. Challenges for sustainable development. First challenge was misconception about sustainable development. That means people have an opinion like sustainability and development will not happen together. The second challenge is called population explosion, that is happening in developing economies like India, China, etc. Third one, overexploitation of natural resources in developed countries like US, Germany, America, European Union, etc. Fourth point is poverty. Fifth one, over dependence on fossil fuels, which is leading to global warming and climate change. Then loss of biodiversity, freshwater scarcity, and high cost of appropriate technology to tap renewable energy sources. So we don't have that much developed mechanism to utilize renewable energy sources. Poor solid waste management system, then lack of public awareness, absence of strict environmental laws and legislations to control pollution, absence of adequate political and industrial will for moving towards the sustainable future. Lack of coordination between the three pillars of sustainable development, that is environmental, economic and social, in finding long-term solutions. Corruption and misuse of sustainable development assistance funds. These are the challenges, the main challenges for sustainable development. Next, we talk about nexus between technology and sustainable development. That means the relation between sustainable development and the technology. Technology is the offspring of science. Technological innovation can be seen as a double-edged sword with respect to sustainable development. That means it can help as well as resist sustainable development. The technology improves quality of life, eliminate diseases, and increase life expectancy. That is a positive side. And on the other side, on the other hand, the technology creates irreparable environmental damage due to resource extraction and pollution of air, water, soil, etc. The technology can support sustainability by conserving natural capital, that means the renewable or non-renewable resources, then reducing waste and pollution, raising efficiency standards, and finding substitutes for toxic or hazardous materials. So one of such innovation was the LED bulbs, which was a new technology which reduced the energy consumption as well as it increased the lifespan of the electric bulbs. Millennium Development Goals, which is also called as MDGs. The Millennium Development Goals were 8 international development goals for the year 2015 that had been established following the Millennium Summit of the United Nations in 2000, following the adoption of United Nations Millennium Declaration. So it was established in 2000. It was for a period of 15 years, 2000 to 2015. It consists of 8 goals. First one is eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. Second one is to achieve universal primary education. Third one is to promote gender equality and empower women. Fourth one is to reduce child mortality. Fifth one, improve maternal health. Sixth one, combat HIV or AIDS, malaria and other diseases. Seventh one, ensure environmental sustainability. And 8, a global partnership for development. These were the 8 goals set by, or development goals set by the United Nations in 2000. It was for a 15 year that which will be completed by 2015. Sustainable Development Goals. The Sustainable Development Goals, also known as the Global Goals, were adopted by all United Nations member states in 2015. That means after completing the Millennium Development Goals or as a continuation. As a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. So it was for another 15 years. The Sustainable Development Goals are a collection of 17 global goals designed to be a blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all. Sustainable Development Goals, we have seen that there are 17 goals to transform our world. You can see that the Millennium Development Goals and Sustainable Development Goals are connected. There are 17 goals. 1. No poverty. 2. Zero hunger. 3. Good health and well-being. 4. Quality education. 5. Gender equality. 6. Clean water and sanitation. 7. Affordable and clean energy. 8. Decent work and economic growth. 9. Industry, innovation and infrastructure. 10. Reduced inequalities. 11. Sustainable cities and communities. 12. Responsible consumption and production. 13. Climate action. 14. Life below water. 15. Life on land. 16. Peace, justice and strong institutions. 17. Partnerships for the goals. The Clean Development Mechanism. This is the last topic of the first module. The Clean Development Mechanism or CDM is one of the flexible mechanisms defined in the Kyoto Protocol that provides for emissions reduction projects which generate certified emission reduction units which may be traded in emission trading schemes. So Kyoto Protocol was related to the carbon emission. So the developed countries were participating in it. They have been given a goal that they should reduce the carbon emission by certain percentage, or they have been given a limit to which they will reduce or limit the emission of carbon dioxide. In developed countries, it is very difficult for them to reduce the emission of carbon dioxide or carbon emission. So it provides a flexible mechanism. That's why it is called a flexible mechanism defined in Kyoto Protocol. That means they can, if they cannot reduce, they cannot produce a reduction in carbon emission, they can do that in some developing countries like India, Africa or China. So they will invest or they will start some projects in these countries so that they can reduce the emission of carbon at a cheaper rate. That means in developing countries it is more easy for them to reduce the emission of carbon compared to that is happening in the developed countries. So once you reduce that carbon emission in developing countries, you will get a certified emission reduction unit which you can trade. That means if you are exceeding your cap or the limit of carbon emission in for the developed countries, you will have to pay more. So you can utilize this certified emission reduction unit there so that they can meet the or they can maintain the limit. A developed country can start a CDM project for reduction in carbon emission in a developing country by following the 7 steps. 1. Project design. 2. National approval. 3. Validation. 4. Registration. 5. Monitoring. 6. Verification. And 7. CER issuance. So project design should be submitted by the project participant. That's the first step. Project participant means the developed country. Then that should be approved by the designated national authority, that is the developing country, which is the host. So that should be the national approval. After that, validation by designated operational entity. It's a third party. Then registration by executive board. then monitoring by the developed country, the project participant, then verification by designated operational entity, and CER issuance by the executive board. With this, we have completed the first module and the second video lecture. Thank you.